And with all that, let's talk Fantastic Four, AJ, because we've got two stories revolving around Fantastic Four. Let's bring up the first one.
Okay.
And the first one is so everyone thought that the shoe-in for Reed Richards, for Mr. Fantastic, Stretchy McStretcherson, was John Krasinski. You and me have often believed that what they did in Doctor Strange 2 was fan service. You know, it was like, oh, you guys are here. You can have him for one. I actually think Krasinski's going to end up directing Fantastic Four, not starring in. And obviously, a lot of people have now been nominated. Not nominated. A lot of people have been in the running. And at the front of that pack has been Adam Driver. But if rumors are to be believed, Adam Driver may have priced himself out of Fantastic Four. This comes from comingsoon.net. So Adam Driver was reportedly offered the role of Reed Richards in the upcoming Fantastic Four movie. However, a new report suggests that he may no longer be in contention. During the latest episode of the Hot Mic podcast, Above the Lines Jeff Snyder, the same guy, as a side note, who mentioned that we were definitely getting a live-action Zelda movie, but then who also, it turned out the next week, we were not getting a live-action Zelda movie. So take this with a pinch of salt. But Above the Lines Jeff Snyder mentioned that with a lot of these castings, it might come down to money, and speculated the driver might have priced himself out of the role. When I asked someone about Fantastic Four, they said, like I said, it comes down to money. So I think Adam Driver may have priced himself out, Snyder said. That may have been the situation. He may have just started asking for too much money. Driver's name has come up in regards to the role previously. Snyder recently shared information during a past episode of the Hot Mic podcast that Driver is in the lead to play the role, a report that Snyder said he couldn't verify but made sense to him. So, we now come to the interesting part of one. Snyder's a scoop master, right? So he's got, sometimes he gets it right, sometimes he gets it wrong. He's like the Dave Meltzer of the movie world, right? Jeff Snyder. So the question is, what would you think of Adam Driver in the role of Reed Richards? And do you buy the fact that he's actually gone? And who would you cast if he is gone? Triple threat for you today, AJ. Have some fun with that.
That is a lot to work with. I'm going to start off with, do I believe he's gone? Possibly. It's a weak answer, it's possibly. But do I blame him for outpricing himself? No. The Fantastic Four have had 3 to 4 attempts, and not one of them has been a winner. So if I am going to potentially ruin my career, you know what? Let me play the game and get paid for it. You know, that's the fact. Also, let's remember, he can say it. I'm Kylo Ren. Like, the latest Star Wars trilogy really had him as a strong focus. So name your price. If that means he's out, fair play. Who would I like to see in this role of Reed Richards? Let's go back to someone who we said could have been Lex Luthor, but we didn't really picture it. Nicholas Hoult could be an interesting shoe-in for the role of Reed Richards. It's not something I thought of off the bat of my head, but now just looking at someone who could be in that role, I actually think he'd be someone who could pull it off quite well. Am I projecting the fact that he was Hank McCoy? Possibly. I didn't think of it at the time, but now I'm like, well, he played the Doctor quite well there, which kind of kills it, because if they are to, well, God knows what Deadpool will bring in, that might be an issue. But in a world where that isn't an option, I think Nicholas Hoult would be quite a good Reed Richards. And what was the third question?
We can go with that. That's fine. We can go with that. That's
okay,
fine.
Cool. Yeah.
I completely believe that he's priced himself out. I fully believe this report. I question the sense of it, though, because he's definitely become a household name, Adam Driver. He's worked with the biggest directors in the world, Scorsese, Ridley Scott. He's done bits. But, you know, when he was given a solo outing recently, Adam Driver in the dinosaur movie, that movie flopped hard. So he's not really a box office draw, although I do think he's beloved. Who would I get to play Reed Richards? Funnily enough, there's one guy that comes to mind, and that's Austin Butler. I think he'd be an awesome Reed Richards. I have seen that guy now lead a movie, although I wasn't the biggest fan of, what was the Elvis movie again? Remind me. Was it just Elvis? Yes, Elvis.
Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I wasn't the biggest fan of Elvis, he held the screen really, really well. And would I believe that Austin Butler could be the smartest man in the room? Yeah. Hell yeah. So he'd probably be who I go with. There have been rumors of... Please.
Does he not give you more of a Johnny Storm than Reed Richards?
Both are fine. I would accept both those answers. I would absolutely love both those answers.
Right.
Austin Butler as Johnny Storm would work. Austin Butler as Reed Richards would also work for me. Now, there have been rumors of Dev Patel being in the running for Reed Richards. Now, do I believe that Dev Patel could be the smartest man in the room? Yes, I do. But oh my God, can I see the hellfire and brimstone arriving if you cast an Indian or a Central Asian ethnic guy to play a white guy? Just look what happened with the Little Mermaid, for Christ's sake. You change religion, you change ethnicity now, you are bringing along problems with that. And frankly, I think Disney have enough problems than having to worry about the extremities of both political leanings. You know, the people who will on TikTok scream, "You neckbeard racist," if someone doesn't want Dev Patel to be Reed Richards, versus the people who say, "An Indian guy playing Reed Richards? F no to that." Like, both of these answers are wrong. Like, that's the terrible thing. So why would you invite that type of negativity onto your production? That would be my only reason for saying no to Dev. But would I see him as the smartest guy in the room? Yes, I would. I definitely would. But yeah, that's kind of the story for not Johnny Storm. You've put that in my head now.
Reed
For Reed Richards. The question is, what do you guys think? Who would you cast as Reed Richards? Please don't say John Krasinski. Tried, tested, and boring. Moving on. Who would you cast as Reed Richards? And do you believe that Adam Driver's gone? Please do remember to like this video and leave your thoughts and your comments down below.